Welcome, thank you for joining me. This is the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. I'm doing a reading for the time period between April 2nd to the 4th. It's for when the moon is in Leo during the Aries being in, or the sun being in Aries. If you can hear two owls hooting in the background, I think it's great. So I kind of hope that you can. We are going to do the Radiant Astro reading. This is a 13-card spread. It has a center card and then 12 cards that surround it, respective of the Western astrology astrological positions from Aries to Pisces, or the 1st to the 12th house. I use that symbology to create the questions and kind of the symbolism for this reading, but it's really about the extension of the chakras ascension reading that I do, and this envisioning of if we were to evolve our chakras into a singular chakra, a power center within ourselves, we would have a radiant sun within us where we are able to give beautiful energy to the world instead of really needing to take it from the world. So this is really a reading about the desire to be our higher selves and evolve in both action and feeling and spirituality and behavior while we're here. So the center card will be the first one. I use a different deck for each card, and I hope you enjoy this. Let's go right into it. So we have the question for the center: how can I cultivate more beauty and harmony in my life through learning and self-awareness? Within each of us, there is a yin and a yang, feminine and masculine, passive and active. To have inner harmony, strive to balance all aspects of who you are, to align with your true nature, love, accept, and embrace yourself totally and completely. So for the Aries position, we're going to use the Chinese Oracle. How can I begin things with self-awareness for protection of my physical body, as well as be conscious of my mask and projections of myself onto others? We have Rat today. Powerful life force beneath the negligible energies. Cautious, agile, adaptable to adversities, team worker. Following the fairy, the rats under her divine protection come in flocks to the top of a cliff. Although each of them looks weak and small, the convergence of the whole family generates a great, encouraging, and unfailing power full of vitality. At the peak of the mountain, the rats are overlooking the vast land as if they own the entire world. This came to us in the female position of this card too. Its further meaning is compromise, appropriate adventure, trust the voice within you, make long-term plans. The next position will be for Taurus, and our question is: how do my values generate resourcefulness, self-esteem, and wealth? And from the Celtic Shaman's Oracle, we have the Keeper of the Letters. A bearded male head rises like the sun over the land into which are carved letters, or in Ogham script. This is about learning. The transmission of all traditions, first by word of mouth and then by the written word. Keep alive the ways and beliefs and practices of any people. When searching for the deep and hidden meaning of things, what better companion could one ask for than the Keeper of Letters? Ogma opens for us the path to spirit letters and the voice of the sacred woods. And this is going to be a little creative journey, like a guided meditation. Travel to the center of a ring of carved stones. Along every edge and angle are carved strings of ogam. From between the stones a figure comes whose hair and face are radiant with light. Ogma, for he it is, hands you a billet of wood on which are carved words in ogam. Their meaning is for you alone, and even though you may not know the meanings of the letters, the content of the message will become known to you. Gemini, the Tantric Dakini Oracle. How does my mindset influence my interactions and define my comfort zone? Guardian bears the number 36, signifying entry into the higher tantric initiations, according to the classification by elements. This is a fire cord, normally related to the suit of wands in the minor arcana of the traditional tarot. A huge, terrifying face of Mahakala, the great tantric guardian and occult personification of great time, fills the card. He is depicting holding a skull bowl from which a smaller form of himself, surrounded by flames, is seen to emerge. As a wrathful deity, he is depicted with an open-fanged mouth, wide bloodshot eyes, and fiery eyebrows. The skull bowl is the symbol of renunciation from the ways of the world and the recognition of the power inherent in the tantric path. This aspect of the guardian of the Karjadupa, a lineage, a tantric sect of Tibet, whose mystic form is conceived of as attesting, as resting within the cavern of the heart. On the Tree of Life chart, a form of Mahakala is depicted at the heart's center. The third eye of the guardian denotes the penetration and all-seeing nature of this concept. The curled tongue is a sign of the spiral or cyclical nature of all existence. This card represents the presence of a most potent form of protection. Mahakala is the devourer of all the enemies of truth, burning up all illusion and both swallowing and creating karmas, the patterns of destiny. The drawing of this card indicates the presence of the guardian angel at the area of the subtle body where located. In the base center, it suggests firm roots. At the spleen center, there is a danger of possible digestive malfunction or an energy leak on the psychic level of entities or spirits. And so it progresses through the other parts on a Kabbalah tree life spread. The next card will be for Cancer. We're using the Prophet Oracle deck for this. Our question is, how can I implement self-care to nurture my feminine energy and emotions, as well as bring awareness to my subconscious, programmed by my ancestry? Come and be one of us. Could you but see the tides of that breath, you would cease to see all else. And if you could hear the whispering of the dream, you would hear no other sound. But you do not see, nor do you hear. And it is well. The veil that clouds your eyes shall be lifted by the hands that wove it, and the clay that fills your ears shall be pierced by those fingers that kneaded it. And you shall see, and you shall hear, that you shall not deplore, having known blindness nor regret. Leo, we're using an Egyptian-themed oracle. How can I enact play, self-expression, desires of my inner child, creativity, joy, risk-taking, and pleasure in my daily life? We have the Nile, the sacred archetypal element of water. Water blesses us. It blesses all of life. Everything in nature thirsts for water. Trees, animals, mountains, and humans. In our human bodies, water is synonymous with blood. The Nile is the bountiful river that is the reflection of the river of the night, the Milky Way. It is our star mother's counterpart on Earth. Nowhere on Earth is there such a contrast between fertility and barrenness, between life and death, and between abundance and desolation as in the Nile Valley, especially where the river's influence halts at the desert's edge. In Egypt, all life is dependent on the Nile, and the Nile, in her generous and gracious flow, feeds all life. As the Nile flows through Egypt, water flows through our lives, offering fluidity, compassion, intuition, nurturance, intimacy, and sensitivity. It teaches us about ebb and flow. It shows us its many forms, liquid and solid, vapor and mist. Water teaches us about eternity by showing us how to have faith as we move through the different states of being and consciousness, as well as those of form. We learn how to feel through water. We learn about emotions, sensitivity, and unconsciousness. Water cleanses the lens of our psychic awareness and nourishes our intuition. When you draw this card, it is time to enter the river. It is time to return to the primal waters of the unknown, trusting that you will be fed and nurtured by the great mystery. Relax, perhaps make some time to immerse yourself in water. Experience floating and feeling yourself upheld by the waters of life. This is an opportunity for deep cleansing and renewal and trust. Water, as your ally in this reading, is the medium through which you will respond to what is needed at this time. All of water's unique qualities are available to you now. Virgo, the Enchanted Spell Oracle. How can I give to myself and others for significant improvement? Inspiration, insight, philosophy, creation, hawthorn. The mysterious hawthorn tree has connections with the legend of the fairy queen and the underworld. In medieval times, hawthorn blossoms were used to create a powerful sedative. According to folklore, hawthorn trees were not to be cut, and bringing the flowers into the house was considered bad luck. Modern science has revealed that a chemical in hawthorn blossoms is the same as a chemical released when animals decay, thus explaining its medieval associations with the afterlife. The priestess of inspiration stands amid the flowers, berries, and leaves of the sacred hawthorn bush. Beside her sits a chalice, the cup of knowledge, and legend says whoever drinks from this will understand the mysteries of life. The priestess is clothed in emerald green, the color of late spring and early summer. The hawthorn's nickname is the May tree, and is associated with the fertile time in the northern hemisphere between the 13th of May and the 9th of June. When the inspiration card comes, expect to receive the flame of creative inspiration and some incredible insights. Things that were once shrouded in mystery are being brought into the light. In this modern world, much emphasis is put on the physical body, but this card indicates that keeping the mind active is just as important. Reading, researching, and solving puzzles can open up the channels of inspiration and pleasantly challenge your brain, making it strong and healthy. The lesson of Hawthorne is in understanding challenging concepts and abstract theories. Stretch your mind as you would stretch a muscle, and watch it become stronger, allowing clear insights to make your life a little bit easier. Libra, how can I practice equality and sharing to forge alliances and resolve interpersonal conflicts? From the Goddess Power Oracle, we have Mama Quacha, water. We have water cards 3 times in this spread. The world we inhabit began from the oceanic waters of life and the waters that surrounded us in the womb, both of which are the domain of the Incan goddess, Mama Quacha. We are most attuned to the qualities of water, as the element of water symbolically represents our emotions. Our emotions move us to make and perceive the world as we know it. The beauty in this truth is found by observing water in all her properties and forms. Water is fluid and passes through cracks and flaws in the ground without stress, moving around obstacles and patiently wearing away the most jagged rocks till they are smooth and gleaming. Water ebbs and flows, comes and goes in a powerful rhythmic motion as the seas and oceans reveal the promise of release and return. Water rises up from the ground and the seeds, the clouds, and then rains upon the earth to ensure growth and sustain life. Water turns to hard ice and blankets the world in a protective shell, even of soft snow, allowing the dormancy of life to herald a time of dreaming. Then the ice melts and the cycle begins again. The answer to your question lies in determining what form of water reveals the conditions of your life, and then reorganizing the next evolution of your life's potential. If you are in the ebb, you can expect a flow. If things are temporarily frozen, soon they will melt. If it seems that your world is too wet and temporary, shelter is needed. You can expect new growth and sunny days ahead. Mama Quacha reminds you that the waters of your life are perfect as they are now, and just as perfect as the way they will evolve. Unlimited potential is revealed when this goddess comes to visit. Scorpio, how do the renewal cycles of my life give opportunity for mystery, intimacy, transformation, and shadow work? From the Mystical Shaman Oracle, we have water. Water symbolizes purification, regeneration, birth, revival, and cleansing. It signifies an evolutionary shift from former self to new self. Many myths around the world speak of a great flood and the new life that is revealed after a deluge. Water begins without boundaries. Then, as soon as form has separated itself from water, it comes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. When water arrives, you're intended to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable, and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. Sagittarius, how does my belief system generate meaning and encourage expansion beyond my comfort zone? From a yogic path oracle, we have Lalita Tripura Sundari, goddess of erotic spirituality. Move toward that which makes you feel sensual, awake, and alive. In our society, we've been taught to repress our divine feminine nature in order to be taken seriously. However, by doing so, we are only operating as half of a whole. Lalita has come to remind you of your inner tantrika energy, that which oozes with erotic Shakti life force. It's time to merge your spiritual self with your sexual self, as the two are intrinsically related. Enjoy all things with sensuality: food, conversation, self-care, movement. Follow what feels good, not what makes sense to a patriarchal system. Bring in all aspects of yourself to the table and watch your life blossom. Capricorn. How can I achieve my realistic yet challenging goals step by step? From the Heart Path Oracle, the space between you lives. If you can dream it, you can create it. You have walked into the main hall of the Akashic Records for your appointment with Thoth. Your current book of life is open under an impenetrable energy force field. Only Thoth has the frequency key to unlock it. He is holding an orange healing energy chi ball to bring balance to your new genetics. To communicate with him, you must enter into an altered state. Become aware of your breath and breathe slowly. Now listen with your heart, not your mind. The earth plane is where you have been assigned to play out the story or karma of your life. It is on this plane that you live deep within your cellular programming, your unconscious. You must navigate this home blindly, since when you emerge here through the parent portal, you forget all you once knew. It is on earth that you will be allowed to start a new beginning, an ascension. One where you are free from any negative forces. You will have the opportunity to become self-reliant and responsible for all you do and think. You will no longer blame anyone or anything for what happens, individually or collectively. You will take back your power that was lost long ago. You have completed very important lessons in this life and are about to embark on a new journey. Listen to the wisdom of the two Buddhas for balance and tranquility. Your gazelle has you focus on beauty and swiftness, and the ladybugs give you strength for the trip. You will be accessing esoteric information and deep personal evolutionary insights. Always remember you are not alone. You are always accompanied by your personal angels. They are here with you to make sure you hear the loving message from your higher self, God. I can access all I need to know through square breathing. Breathe in for the count of 4, hold for the count of 4, release for the count of 4, and hold for the count of 4. Aquarius. How can my unique hopes and wishes be supported by others and heal the collective? Triangle from the Sacred Geometry Oracle, representing Trinity. Many things come in threes, beginning, middle, end, mother, father, child. Cosmologies of many world cultures view existence as having 3 levels. They teach us to access our lower selves through our connection with Mother Earth. Next is the quest to know our middle selves in the physical form. Finally, we communicate with our higher self, seen as coming from beyond, often from Father, Sun, or stars. This synthesis of body, mind, and spirit brings balance, strength, and completion to our human experience. Drawing this card denotes movement towards strength and completion, You are moving on a life path that puts you in touch with a synthesis of the elements of growth, joy, and freedom. Wherever you are on that path, take a moment to acknowledge the progress you are making and renew your resolve to act in accordance with that which strengthens and assists you in enjoying and fulfilling your life's purpose. And our last card will be representing Pisces. It's going to be from the White Light Oracle. How can I end the bondage of self-sabotage involving karma and repressions to become the bliss of self-transcendence instead? The Cupio Dissolvi. You do not need to be in control in order to be safe and have things work out in the best possible way. In an often spiritually deficient modern culture, we have developed a kind of mystical amnesia. We have forgotten the genuine, effective, and astonishing power of spiritual intervention that can be evoked by an open heart. This oracle brings you a message from Spirit. There is a problem in your life that seems very real and substantial. Yet if you approach it from a more mystical perspective, desiring spiritual connection and healing, that issue can dissolve. It can be absorbed into spiritual light and be healed. It can transform in such a way that your current viewpoint of suffering will cease to exist. There is a path for healing you have yet to recognize. As you let go of what you think should or must be, you will recognize a perhaps unexpected path to your true healing and inner fulfillment opening up before you. The Latin phrase Cupio Dissolvi refers to a desire to dissolve, to be absorbed into the luminosity of the soul, where there is beauty, relief, and peace. To enter into such a state requires a loosening of our attachments and fixations upon our problems in the physical world. This does not mean we deny our troubles. In letting go, we give Spirit permission to heal the state of heart and mind that has led us into these difficulties. It can be surprising just how much we hold on to things we wish to be freed from. As we forgive and enter the temple of the heart, we can see beautiful visions of what is now possible. Feelings of euphoria may awaken. We realize that we have set ourselves free from the past. A constraint that once weighed heavily upon our hearts has been cast off by our spiritual will. Knowing that we have such a beautiful power within us can bring gratitude and wonder into our hearts. In the spiritual landscape of the heart, we let go of what we think and engage with what we feel. The true mystical experience of divine love is not just emotional, it is transfiguring. It helps us transform ourselves and our lives. This oracle guides you to immerse yourself in the spiritual light within your heart. A beautiful and uplifting outcome is being offered to you. Trust in Spirit, let go and receive. And that ends this reading. It's been an honor to have you share it with me. I wish the very best for you and your intentions and your everything today. I just hope everyone stays safe and well. Please join me again if you feel so to do. And I hope that you will. Take care.